broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
As we bust out such a terrible Casio song.
We'll let you do that on your own.
But it was the very first theme of SmackDown, and tonight we celebrate the 15th anniversary. I was even wearing my special occasion Rose shirt for this occasion.
You do need another
because it's a big deal.
Rose shirt.
I only worn this like 4 times.
Every pay-per-view, right?
The big 4. The big 4, and in this case, the 15th anniversary. Welcome, everybody, to the SmackDown 15th Anniversary AfterBuzz, everybody. I'm Christian Rosenberg, holding it down, but as always, never alone. I got the lovely Miss Kaori Takee with me. How are you?
I'm good. Wouldn't that be weird if you were by yourself, though, and alone?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll be bored.
I've done a show like that.
I would probably... I did an Eastbound and Down one alone. I did the show in 12 minutes, I think. it was quite... I was like, oh, wait, thanks for tuning in.
Oh, cute.
And joining us... Rome had a last-minute stand-up show tonight in downtown LA. Big opportunity for him. But we are still pleased because Mr. Tom Connolly is here for us. Tom Connolly.
I wore my 1976 or 1776.
You don't even know what year this on the shirt.
Yep, yeah, you know, just an important date or year somewhere. Hi, guys, I'm here.
All right.
Yes, you are.
Tom's here. And we're going to get into... so it was the 15th anniversary of SmackDown. They were hyping it up for a few weeks. And there wasn't a whole lot on it.
But were they hyping it up on SmackDown for the last couple weeks? Because I feel like there wasn't anything really on main event or
They
Raw.
hyped it up last week.
Yeah, well, Mm-hmm.
Well, they were hyping up on Raw, and they had the Edge and Christian on this past Raw, like 2 segments, hyping up the special on the network, hyping up also the SmackDown 15th anniversary.
I was kind of hoping The Rock would show up.
I was thinking we would have some...
He did show up.
I was thinking we were going to have surprises. Now, we did have a couple surprises at the very beginning of the show, hailing from Philly, as we start with the first general manager in the history of SmackDown, Miss Stephanie McMahon. And she brings up how 15 years ago her husband beat The Rock in the main event of the very first SmackDown. And all of a sudden she gets interrupted by John Laurinaitis. And we haven't seen him in a long time.
Seen him in a while.
Long time.
And I think for the first time in recorded history, a people power chant broke out.
Yeah. Those Philly people. They're crazy.
Yeah.
They'll cheer for anything.
Tell us about Philly, Tom.
Are you from Philly?
Yeah.
That's right.
So they'll cheer for anything.
So you can say it.
Yeah.
That's why I said it. So John Laurinaitis comes out, and he's just talking, reminding everyone who he was. All right. Corey and Tom just decided to interrupt me and start laughing because of a photo they see. So those of you listening who have no idea why they just stopped doing what they're doing.
Can you see it?
There's a freeze frame.
Right there.
Me speaking in the middle, and somehow a split second of me with my eyes shut and my tongue sticking out. This happens when people speak. Remember that Beyonce crazy freeze frame from her Super Bowl performance that she demanded
Don't
to get
compare
taken off
yourself
the
to Beyonce.
I am AfterBuzz's Beyonce right now, all right?
He demands that be taken down.
That's right.
Man.
I demand that to be taken down. I demand that no one retweets that to the world.
Oh my gosh.
Retweet it.
Just for that, I'm retweeting
Because I
that.
need attention. So John Laurinaitis is doing his thing, and then he's interrupted by everyone's favorite SmackDown general manager,
Yep.
good old Theodore Long. And Laurinaitis says, I'm going to take one out of your book, Teddy Long. I'm going to announce a tag team match tonight.
How dare he?
We'll have Miz and Cesaro versus Jack Swagger and Sheamus. All right. Well, Teddy Long's like, I'm the tag team match guy, so let's make it a 6-man tag. Let's make it Bo Dallas, Miz and Cesaro versus Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, and Sheamus. Johnny then jumps up to a 10-man tag. So now let's have Miz, Bo Dallas, Cesaro, and Goldust and Stardust versus Sheamus, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, and the Usos. Then Teddy's like, nah, I'm going to win this game of chicken. And we're going to have, for the very first time ever, a 15-man tag team match. But technically it was 16 men.
Hey. I guess the two little people made one guy.
They flat out said the two little people counted as just one person.
Which is
wrong.
Terrible.
Which is be a star.
Very wrong.
Be a star, guys.
Yeah.
So the match is going to be Cesaro, Bo Dallas, The Miz, Goldust, Stardust, Heath Slater, Titus O'Neil, and Hornswoggle as the Gator versus Sheamus, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, the Usos, Los Matadores, and Torito. And for some reason, Teddy Long screamed Tito Santana, who was not there. I was thinking Tito Santana was going to show up. I was like,
did you?
Yeah, I kind of did at first.
Really?
I'm like, all right, I don't know why he's there, but we haven't seen him in forever. That'd be cool. So Teddy Long said, hey, 7 men plus a bull and 7 men plus a gator. That equals 15-man tag match to me.
Did that excite you?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool.
Did it excite you?
Cesaro was in there. It was a massive man ball.
Cesaro with like 15 other guys.
I don't have a problem
That
with
just sounded weird.
Yeah.
And Corey didn't have a problem with it. So there you go. And then we're having all this. Stephanie goes, we'll kind of have a rematch from, I think it was WrestleMania 28 with Team Johnny versus Team Teddy. Each of you pick a team. Whichever team wins, you are going to be known as the greatest general manager in SmackDown history. They're like, oh, that's all right.
I'm surprised Stephanie didn't want a team.
Yeah. And then she also mentioned that Miz hosted Miz TV with John Cena and Dean Ambrose. Okay, long segment, finally ending. Nope. Adam Rose comes out. He was not mentioned in this 9,000-man tag team match.
Whoa, he's slightly forgettable.
Well, he came out with about 30 rosebuds. And he wanted to come out because it's the 50th anniversary of SmackDown. He wants to party because it's Adam Rose. He loves to party. And the rosebuds are dancing when there's no music playing.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I didn't like that part. It was. I get to trying to party all the time, but can you chill out when your guy's talking on the microphone?
Like, what do you do when you don't party? Do you wrestle?
I don't know. I think they just pass out.
Well, yeah, I mean, so they're dancing when Adam Rose and Stephanie are just talking, and they're still moving around. Like they got music playing in their head apparently. And
well, they may have taken some, drugs or something, or they were partying backstage. I don't know what they were doing.
are you saying the rosebuds are on Molly?
They may have been. I don't know.
That's aggressive. That's aggressive. Yeah.
You said it, not me.
My rose buddies are not on such horrible things.
Gotcha.
Stephanie.
Just iced tea.
Just iced tea. We just sipped the Kool-Aid. Stephanie, however, makes an announcement that Adam Rose will be in action tonight. Okay, he's going to have an actual match that's hyped up. We don't normally have that. And he's going to take on Kane. And all the rosebuds and Adam Rose is just like, huh?
That's kind of cool.
They're like, oh, crap.
Right? Initially, we're like, okay, something might happen
I
here.
was actually really excited about this because we're going to have one of two things. Either his undefeated streak was going to end, so then undefeated on TV, on Raw and SmackDown. He's lost matches on NXT.
Oh, I was like, he's undefeated still?
On Raw and SmackDown, I don't know about main event. I haven't watched the last couple.
He hasn't. I don't think he's ever
Has
wrestled
he
a main
been
event.
on main event? Yeah.
Maybe once, but if he was on there, he probably won.
So
You probably remember, too.
So I was thinking one of two things. One, either they're just going to stop this undefeated streak, or they're going to have him pull this huge upset, and maybe we'll actually start some type of push with him. Either way, I was happy. I'm like, okay, this match could be cool. But before we get to the match, we have Adam Rose's music continue to play, and all Adam Rose and Rosebud are just standing there upset. And Stephanie, Teddy Long, and John Laurinaitis are all dancing together.
I like that part. And I did like when Teddy Long came out at first, JBL was like going nuts and like dancing and like ran over and like shook his hand. Like JBL was really animated during that part. I really like that.
So this match is going to happen, and it happens immediately when we come back from commercial, as well as we're getting SmackDown moments throughout. So we have the highlight of Triple H versus The Rock in the very first SmackDown main event, which they've been talking about on the network all week, and you can see that network for only $9.99, I believe.
That's too expensive.
Is it? So Adam Rose versus Kane. Kane comes out on a microphone saying he's not a cheeseburger, he's not a bunny, He's not a lemon. And he's certainly not a rosebud. From time to time, I'm a demon, but tonight I'm a party pooper. Hearing Kane say party pooper just seems awkward.
Yeah, I wish he was a little more aggressive, but it's okay. You know.
I guess he was kind of upset he had to have a match.
What?
No, I think maybe he was upset he had to have a match, and John Cena or Dean Ambrose was not in the match.
Because that's all he's been wrestling the last 2 months. So this match was one of the two things that I was thinking, but it was the first one. Kane beat Adam Rose in a minute with a chokeslam. Adam Rose is gone, and all of a sudden, then the Rosebuds run in to check on Adam Rose. Kane hops back in the ring and like takes out almost every Rosebud, every male Rosebud, except one got away.
That wascally wabbit.
That wascally wabbit.
But I almost thought they were gonna reveal the bunny.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Right?
I thought that was gonna be the end.
That could have been like this, like the SmackDown moment of it. Who was the bunny?
And the crazy thing is that would have been worth it for the 15th anniversary of SmackDown.
Well,
the bunny.
If it was some big surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if all of a sudden it was
Heroes.
The Rock. Like the Rock's under the bunny mask.
It's Rome Moore.
Yeah, Rome. That's where Rome was.
That's what Rome is.
So
Only Kane would have been able to take that bunny mask off. We could have solved it once.
So what do you guys think is the fate of Adam Rose after this?
I don't think very good because I mean he got beaten like a minute.
Yeah. Really
Does he go
fast.
back to NXT now? Does he still continue to party?
Does he
Or-
still continue to party?
I mean, I think they should just. I don't know why they just don't embrace him as turn him heel. Like I don't think, like the partying thing. I don't think he's getting over as like him being like a good guy. Like I think he should turn into that annoying guy at the party, like that just is a jerk and just
the guy no one invited to the party.
Exactly.
And
like
just crashes the party.
Yeah, he was not invited to the party, so he's gonna create his own party and have
doesn't
people
sound
that
pleasant.
work. But I know, but why? if people aren't liking him as much when he's a party guy, make him that annoying guy.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: you're talking about what's happening with Adam Rose. What's happening with Fandango? What's happening with Justin Gabriel?
Know.
What's
Look,
happening
guys,
with?
I miss.
That's,
Yeah, but see,
that's a lot
okay,
of
but
things.
but I will say that I miss Fandango.
I do too. And
I was
honestly,
like,
I like the Adam Rose gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
They're just they didn't let him develop who he is.
Yeah.
All he says is party time all the time. We need to know, why does he like to party?
Yeah.
Who does he party with besides these Rosebuds?
well,
How does
nobody
he
is,
magically
just the
have all these
Rosebuds.
friends? And why do these people all follow him around? Are they on Molly? Are they under his spell?
How can he have like 30 people with him? Yet Bray Wyatt, who is the leader of this
The Eater of the Worlds.
cult,
Has two.
can't even get one. Can't even have one more person join this group after they've been around for like a year. Like he's kidnapped people like
Because-
Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Because Adam's homies are drugged out and excited and energetic, where Bray's would-be followers are culty and scary and
I know,
intimidating.
but I guess I don't know. I guess going to party is more fun than being in a cult. Then.
Yeah.
If you put it that way, I guess I'll join the Rosebuds.
So now lies the question: will we have more interaction between Kane and the Bunny?
I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope
I don't.
not.
I really.
I
when
really
we were in
hope
there,
not.
I was like, I hope the bunny is not a problem of the authority now.
It would be
'cause,
like the bunny bearing Kane, which would be the most weirdest thing ever. Because I think like
that.
the bunny.
That just makes my head hurt.
Right?
Thinking,
Yeah.
of, that, thinking
Yeah.
of that of Triple H and Stephanie on Raw going, Kane, you and Randy Orton really need to go take care of this bunny
Oh
problem.
my god.
Like, please,
tonight's main event is
Please.
Kane and Randy Orton versus the Bunny
And Adam Rose.
And it goes through, the feud goes all the way to Easter.
Oh man.
Oh,
Gosh.
Come on, guys.
moving on.
Come on.
Another SmackDown moment of John Cena's debut against Kurt Angle. Honestly, still to me, one of Cena's 5 best matches of all time was
Yeah.
his first time on TV. And all the things backstage. And it's crazy to look back on it 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And just thinking, they treated you like you were going to be the guy back then.
Yeah.
Like, they just knew you were going to be the guy.
And he was. And he is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It
Yeah,
is.
like I was saying, I didn't remember. I remember the match, but I didn't remember all that stuff backstage with the Undertaker talking to him, and I didn't remember
The
that
American
stuff at all.
Badass showing the respect to John Cena.
Like wow, crazy.
Yeah. AJ Lee taking on Alicia Fox. Paige is at ringside holding AJ's title for her. Very quick match. Well, based on all the recaps and the length of this 15/16 man tag match, all the other matches were going to be short. So AJ counter the sidewalk slam into the Black Widow, gets the win. And Paige and Alicia ran into the ring to try to attack AJ. But then something happened.
Yeah.
And we didn't see it because cameras cut. AJ was on one side of the ring. Then all of a sudden it cuts to the crowd cheering. We hear AJ's music, and she's on the other side of the ring, outside. Something must have went wrong, and there was no way for them to fix it, so they didn't show it at all.
Yeah, something messed up, but they cut it to where like they cut to the crowd to enough time to where AJ could have gotten to the other side of the ring, so it didn't make it look that weird. Like I feel like we just because we watch it enough, we can tell when like, oh, that was a cut. You know, they edited something there that was weird because they didn't show the ring at all. They didn't show them in the ring.
Right, but you had Paige and Alicia in her way, and her music was playing when the shot was at the crowd. So we see her come back just getting out of the ring. We don't see how she got out there. We don't see if it was miscommunication. She outran them. We don't know what happened.
I don't think we ever will.
Whoever
Unless
was
you were there live, yes.
Someone on the YouTube comments who went to that show, tell us what happened at the end of that, because we don't know because they didn't show it.
Whatever happened to
somebody said it was a double clothesline, but I heard it got cut.
Oh, okay.
What happened to the SummerSlam hat, by the way?
It's in my trunk.
Okay.
I just forgot to bring it.
Mine's in my house.
Oh.
I'm starting to think that maybe we should change the contest for it.
What would we do?
I'm thinking we get photos of our listeners' best WWE Halloween costumes.
Okay. Well, sure.
I don't know. It was a random thought just popped in my head. We still got a couple weeks. We don't have to do it the second.
We'll think about it.
Think about it. That's a possible idea. So think about it, fans, listeners, people who have nothing better to do but listen to me ramble. Whatever. Seth Rollins versus Kofi Kingston. This was literally a squash match. Like, these two have had matches before that have been very entertaining. I wasn't suddenly expecting Kofi to pull out a win here, especially with the way they're pushing Seth Rollins. But I expected him to get more than literally just like a roll-up and a punch.
Yeah.
Because that's literally all he got.
The whole match.
This match went about 5 minutes, and Seth Rollins just dominated.
Yeah.
Curb stomp for the win.
I mean, I love Rollins' moveset. He
yeah.
He has one of the most innovative movesets today. Especially, that power bomb into the corner to set up the curb stomp. That he did like some kind of cool, it was like a clothesline they showed in the replay, where he does a clothesline, but he kind of wraps around them. I don't know.
That was JTG's finisher.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
But no one would know that because they never let JTG hit his finisher.
How did you know?
Because I remembered it with Crime Time.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was it builds Rollins up, and and it kept the story going with the Stooges on the outside.
Do you think it really builds Rollins up? I think it did anyway.
I thought it was impressive.
It just looked. It just made him look dominant over a guy like Kofi.
Yeah.
But who doesn't look dominant over Kofi most of the time?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. He could have had a. I don't know. He's their golden boy, so they're not going to put him in a match with the Big Show or something like that where he could get destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got to feed somebody to him.
But
that's true.
But they could have done that and had Rusev distract Big Show and Rollins gets the win.
Oh, see, I like that better. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh! Advance 2 stories.
Yep.
What just happened?
Yep. Better than the other match I thought we had later where.
Yeah,
the Rusev match.
We're going to get to that in just a moment. First, another SmackDown moment with Money in the Bank cash-ins on SmackDown. They highlight Edge and Jack Swagger. I remember being so disappointed in Jack Swagger's cash-in because I was excited for him to win it and to do all that emotion of the high energy that he was doing at that time. And then as soon as he won it, he just emotionless, just stand and pose it. And then next week he was in a suit. And just this isn't Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
It made me sad.
Are you gonna put your picture up or no?
Again.
Oh, do we have another photo of Corey now?
Yeah, there's a picture of Corey now.
Okay.
This is the picture of me. I think it's my craving
Insert
for wings.
meme there on Corey, right in that
man.
screenshot.
I guess I'm next.
Now
Tom-
you just got to be like posing the whole time.
Yeah.
Tom, you're just so calm that you never have any of these weird poses.
I know. I'm just gonna sit here like this.
All right, someone's gonna do something with that. You just gave it. You just
I know,
gave it
I
to him.
know.
That was gift wrapped. Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. Non-title match. Intercontinental champion taking on a guy who has yet to be pinned or submitted. And no advertisement for this match.
No.
This should have been a heavily advertised. Hey, this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Can Ziggler be the one to finally pin him? Or can Rusev win the Intercontinental Championship? And it's a very competitive match, very entertaining match.
Yeah.
Rusev wins clean over the Intercontinental Champion
That sucks.
in a non-title match.
Yeah, we don't see the Big Show at all.
No Big Show.
Boo.
I know he was banned on Raw, but
Again, this could have been a thing where Big Show then later on the show distract Rusev. Rusev left the ring, gets counted out. You know,
Yep.
so
yeah,
it still doesn't get
it's,
pinned.
yeah, they just destroyed. I don't know. It's like
Why did he just beat the Intercontinental Champion clean?
I don't know. To make him look like
This-
have him beat Mark Henry. Nah, we've seen Mark Henry.
More
No,
negative points
there's-
for Rusev for me. Oh gosh.
I'm a Rusev fan.
I'm so not.
And I enjoyed the match. It just makes no sense for him to either one of two things. Either you're now the Intercontinental Champion, or this Monday on Raw, you get a title shot.
Yeah,
Because no, he just
Yeah.
challenged Big Show on Raw.
Yeah, because on main event this past week, like Bo Dallas beat Mark Henry 3 times,
And he had a title
gets an
shot.
Intercontinental title
He-
shot. So
But that meant he earned himself a title
Yeah.
shot. He worked his way up to get a title shot. Rusev just beat the guy.
unless they're doing the Rusev Big Show Monday and they're gonna do Rusev Ziggler on
But they've been
at Hell in a Cell.
But they've been building Ziggler and Cesaro.
Yeah. Well, and what are they doing with Sheamus? Like, why?
Yeah, what are
why?
they doing
Okay,
with Sheamus?
it should be. He takes out Big Show on Raw. Sheamus comes out for the save, to save Big Show, and then you have Rusev, Sheamus at the pay-per-view for the U.S. title. Because why? I think you said it before. Like, why do they not give him the U.S. title?
Rusev?
Rusev. Yeah.
It would make perfect sense.
Yes. Like, what are Sheamus?
So
Why does Sheamus have it? It's a waste of. It's a waste around him.
who do you guys think is finally gonna beat Rusev?
The Rock.
That's what I was thinking too. You might be laughing, but I'm kind of serious.
Cena.
I think it's gonna be. I mean,
It's going to be
Cena.
Cena.
Oh no.
It's going to be Cena.
Can't.
it's just yeah. I know there should be somebody else. No, I mean it should be.
It should be Kurt Angle.
It should be Kurt Angle. That's who it should be.
But he's not there.
no, no. But he may come back. I don't know. We don't know yet. So,
Another SmackDown highlight of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T brawling throughout a grocery store. That was a great moment.
if you have not seen that, go back and watch it. It's got to be on the network,
the
somewhere,
network.
or you can find it on wherever YouTube.
Or just watch
so
SmackDown.
much fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
so much fun because it's like. I mean, they only showed little clips of it. It was like a whole,
It went through
like
the whole
different
show.
segments, yeah, of them
Yeah.
fighting. It was so funny.
Now in the I'm intrigued yet not quite sure what's going on segment of the show, we get a clip that happened after Raw went off the air, backstage with Triple H, Stephanie, and The Rock. The Rock and Triple H are reminiscing good times, and then reminding each other that each one kept beating the other, rock bottom, all that.
Yep.
And then
Not to interrupt you, but
you're completely interrupting me.
I look scared in the picture.
we do need to show Tom. You look. This is what you look like, though. Seriously.
I look scared. That's fine.
That's Tom pondering what they're doing with the United States title.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is your Sheamus. What the hell
With
face?
Ziggler, with Sheamus, that bunny, everything.
Okay.
So again, as I was saying, they're kind of putting each other up and putting each other down, talking about how they keep beating each other in the history of SmackDown, and brought up WrestleMania. WrestleMania 31. What if The Rock and Triple H main evented WrestleMania one more time? And they actually never faced off one-on-one at WrestleMania. With all the big matches they've had, it was never... They did that four-way, like you reminded me of.
Which is surprising. When you think of Rock Triple H and how much history they've had together and how many big matches they've had.
None of them were at Mania.
No. I think it was supposed to be them at that WrestleMania, but then I think they changed it.
Well, they changed it because The Rock messed up in the Rumble. Because remember, he was eliminated, but wasn't supposed to be eliminated.
Oh, really?
That's why Big Show was in it. And then they threw Mick Foley in.
But then, is that why they both... Because didn't they both go over at the same time? Hit Rock and Big Show? That one?
Yes, but Rock was supposed to hang on, but his feet actually hit the ground.
Oh, but then they had a match like the next month at the next pay-per-view to determine number one contender. I don't know.
But that all being said, they were hinting at Rock Triple H at WrestleMania 31, which essentially could have been a potential dream match once upon a time because it's never happened. And speaking of which, Kaori, you asked a very good question on YouTube last week.
Thank you, and thank you for everyone who responded. I should look up what people said. I mean, I read
figured
it,
you had it ready.
I know. I read. Oh, let me bust it out again.
That's all right, because you asked about WrestleMania dream matches.
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead and look it up. And one that came to me because I wanted to answer that question myself is the one that they were planning on doing but never actually pulled the trigger on, and WrestleMania never had Hogan versus Flair. And to me, that should have been like the pinnacle at that time. But they instead went with Flair and Savage. So that one right off the top of my head is the one that I thought should have been there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would say, I mean, a lot of people always have said this, like Punk Austin.
Oh, and which would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But what about WrestleMania 31 dream match?
As far as like current wrestlers?
Yes. Well, whoever would be like, whatever. Just
I would like to see.
Okay, well, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro in an Iron Man match.
I was gonna say Daniel Bryan versus Kurt Angle in a match.
Also would be amazing.
I think that'd be really good. I'm trying to think who else.
I mean, those matches would be great. I would actually really like to see Luke Harper and Cesaro would actually be a really entertaining match to me.
Really? Luke Harper, huh?
I think the two of them would actually work really
that would be
well
a
together.
Dream match, though?
Well, as far as current wrestlers, it's something that you might not expect.
You know what I'd like to see?
Oh, wait, scratch this. I have the answer.
Yeah.
Because I've been saying it for like the last year and a half. Goldust and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. There's some right here. I got Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar by Patrick. Rashina says just two. Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, or a fatal four-way between Finn Balor, Adrian Neville, Daniel Bryan, and Hideo Itami.
That would be really good.
Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, Dolph Ziggler versus Zayn. There's a lot in here.
A lot of NXT guys.
Yeah, I can't read all of them, but Zayn versus Neville versus Ziggler versus Cesaro versus Kalisto.
Just name every guy who likes.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Seth Rollins versus Ambrose, and then Kane comes out for interference. Anyways, there's a lot.
They're right in the finish of their dream match.
I mean, they're going all the way with the dreams, and I'm digging this. So thank you guys for commenting.
I would like to
Those are just a
see
few.
John Cena versus this new up-and-comer guy. I think you may have heard of him. Hulk Hogan? No, I'm joking. I would not want to see that. Your face is great.
Someone do a meme of that
That's
face.
what's being rumored out there. There may be a Cena-Hogan match at WrestleMania next year.
That would be terrible.
You think it would be terrible? Because of Hogan?
Hogan can't move.
Because of Hogan, yeah. I know.
I love the man
Poor
to death,
guy.
but he can't wrestle anymore.
But he was the best.
And everyone says
he was the face of wrestling.
And
don't ever say he was
Taker
the
versus
best.
Sting.
Well, no, I mean,
everyone's always been saying
Which,
that.
if he was undefeated, yes. I don't want it now.
I
want Sting Bray.
Do you want Taker to come back this year at WrestleMania? Do you think he should be done?
He should be done. I want Sting and Bray Wyatt. I think that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree. I would love to see Taker again, but I just think it's kind of, I don't know. It'd just be too. It'd be like, oh, now you're having a match now again. Like, I don't know. It'd just not be as good as it could have been.
Right. All right, back to SmackDown. The actual SmackDown.
We have WrestleMania stuff.
Yeah, right. We got a big cake at the commentary table for the 15th anniversary, and JBL just grabs it immediately and slams it in Tom Phillips' face.
Welcome to the team, kid. That's what they said.
And he just sat there the rest of the time with cake on his face.
Did he?
Well, he probably got a towel at
Yeah.
some point, but he didn't leave.
That cake looked really good.
It was scrumptious. I'm sure catering provided it. Made
No,
a
they
great
probably
job.
picked it up at, like Acme or.
With the Party City.
Yeah, huh? No Carvel was an ice cream.
Booker T joins us on commentary for the 15/16 man tag team match. So once again, we have Sheamus, Mark Henry, Los Matadors, El Torito, Jack Swagger, and the Usos versus Goldust, Stardust, Cesaro. Subbing for the Miz, Damian Mizdow.
Okay. He almost messed up his name.
Now I have it right here.
You said Cesaro. Wait, yeah, that's Cesaro. That's what happened.
I love how I could have mispronounced any other name,
And you chose that one.
and the only one that you would have called me out on would have been the person that you're wearing a T-shirt of.
Yeah. I like him.
Heath Slater, Titus O'Neil, Bo Dallas, and Hornswoggle as the Gator. A couple of random highlights. Hornswoggle took out Jey Uso.
Good for him.
Huh?
Good for him.
We had everyone just fly. Matadors flew through the ropes. Usos flew over the ropes.
That was cool. That was
Yeah.
a good spot. It was fun.
Hornswoggle, who was it? Or Torito. Oh, yeah. Torito got thrown over the ropes by Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
And we have a Cesaro swing. He swung Sheamus 15 times and then turned into a super kick. And
A not very well placed super kick.
well, he was swinging a 6'7" guy. It's kind of hard to not get hit by him while positioning yourself to reach him with a super kick.
Yeah.
And the crowd, out of everyone in this match, the crowd was most behind Mizdow.
I thought you were going to say Torito. But.
No, because I'm telling you what happened.
I don't know what you were listening to, but
I
I heard Torito chants the whole time.
I was listening to the universe. And Cesaro, and now I'm thinking Cesaro now.
Welcome to my world.
Right. Mizdow ended up, though, being the one to get pinned after a bro kick and an Uso splash. And Team Teddy wins. So Teddy Long is officially the greatest general manager in the history of SmackDown because that was the stipulation of this match.
Yeah, which rightfully he should be. He's been there forever.
Yes. Then one more highlight of a SmackDown, and it was of the one right after 9/11. Because SmackDown was actually the first sporting event to happen after 9/11.
That was the first, I think, big event at all.
Big,
That,
and they filmed. They did it live, I believe.
Yeah, they did live on a Thursday. I remember.
Yeah, it
watching
was done
at
on
home.
the 13th, I think it was.
Yes.
That they ended up
Yep.
doing it, and so that was just like a big moment because it was. Vince even said it was the largest gathering of people since 9/11. So obviously that highlight had to have been made. So a lot of great highlights in the history of SmackDown.
A very emotional SmackDown, I remember.
Yeah,
You know.
it's a great one to watch. And actually, I think this week's YouTube question should actually be everyone's favorite SmackDown memory, since it was. the 15th
Okay, why
anniversary.
not?
That one
Sure.
works. I got a couple options. I just got to pick which one's my best one between now and next week.
Oh my gosh, the thinking begins
Hey,
now.
there are options. There are options. Upsets, rings breaking, debuts,
Okay.
firings.
Jeff
Divas.
Hardy jumping off the fist.
Jeff Hardy jumping off the fist.
That was cool.
Many options. Tom Phillips getting a cake in his face.
Okay.
That's up there.
Don't worry. You'll find one.
Yeah. And
That'll be a highlight of the 30th anniversary SmackDown.
I know.
And the main event of SmackDown is Miz TV. And he announces that Dean Ambrose versus John Cena isn't just going to be a match where then the winner faces Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell. It's going to be a no-holds-barred contract on a pole match.
I'm so happy for this
You like
match.
that?
No, I'm not happy for
Okay,
that at all.
I'm like, what?
Could you not tell by the clapping?
I don't know. He's very calm, so that might be his like exciting.
Well, Tom, explain yourself.
I don't. I said to him in the room, I was like, I'm obviously we're all big wrestling fans, but if someone goes, if you tell a non-wrestling fan like, oh, they're gonna have a contract on a pole match.
You think stripper?
No, I don't even think that.
Oh,
I just think people are like, that just sounds so dumb. Like that's just an old concept.
Any
It's too
match on a
old.
pole is awful.
Yes. It just
The one thing I liked flag matches, not the one that we just had at SummerSlam, were the one where you actually had to get the other team's flag. That was technically on a poll.
Yeah.
I'm not against that.
Yeah.
Anything else on a poll is contracts, paddles,
Yeah. Sledgehammers.
sledgehammer,
Like, I don't. Okay.
coal miner's glove.
This is what I don't understand. If you are the authority and you are going to have these two guys that you want them to tear each other apart before they get into this match with Seth Rollins because he's your golden boy in a Hell in a Cell, why not just make it a freaking ladder match with the contract? And whoever wins the ladder match, because the ladder match is already a brutal match in the first place. Like, you know.
Because they can't have ladder matches and Hell in a Cell matches on the same pay-per-view.
Why, it says who?
Says the network.
Well,
Did you talk to the network?
I texted them, and they said no.
Okay, okay, but I'm gonna, say you didn't have the network and you were gonna go, okay, well maybe I'll buy this pay-per-view. Maybe you'll say you're gonna buy it on pay-per-view. I don't know why you would say that, but
Who buys them on pay-per-view for $50-something
I don't know.
now?
I'm just saying, if you are WWE and you want to sell those, you still are selling some pay-per-view things, but why? Or you want to sell the network? Wouldn't it be more exciting to see a ladder match and then a Hell in a Cell match in the same pay-per-view? And a pay-per-view, by the way, that is not going to have a world title match on it.
Which we're going to get to in a second.
Yeah.
We're going to get...
Yeah,
I'm saving that for last.
Okay, but that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well,
come on.
When is the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
2 weeks, right?
Is it,
I think it's 3 weeks. I think
it
it's 3
3 weeks?
3 weeks out.
Is it that far out? I'm going to look it up. You guys
Because
keep talking.
go and look it up. Because right now we have 2 matches announced for this pay-per-view. And one of them is John Cena and Dean Ambrose, a contract on a pole. The other one is Hell in a Cell of whoever wins John Cena and Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. We don't know. No titles are on the line as of yet. Nothing else is
time.
announced. They got maybe 2 weeks. I mean, maybe 3, but...
But they throw things in there at the last minute.
But-
I know, but you had 5 weeks to build up a pay-per-view.
But they haven't really been doing that much, as of late. Oh, let's
But
see.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when you we've had, 3 main shows where the main event was John Cena and Ambrose versus Kane and Orton for like 3 weeks in a row. And I was on main event this past week. We were talking about what to do. Like, what do we do with what do you do with Orton? What do you do with Kane? I said they should just make Kane and Orton a tag team. And because they've been dealing with all this Seth Rollins crap, say we're gonna give you a tag title match against or make it like a fatal 4-way or something. I don't know. Do something with them because we read things online that whoever loses the Orton,
I heard that rumor.
they go against Orton in Hell in a Cell, and it's like I don't know. I'm confused and
October 26th, so that's in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks.
In a little over 2 weeks.
so they have
They have 16 days from today
yeah.
to build up at least 5 more matches.
So they have wow.
This Monday on Raw, we're going to have like every other match announced. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so they have 2 Raws, 2 SmackDowns.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
And 2 main events.
Yes.
Don't
they
forget
just-
your show.
Hey, main event's been pushing some storylines.
Main events had
along,
some fun
so
stuff.
It's been top notch.
Yeah. So Ambrose and Cena on Miz TV. Ambrose saying, nobody steals anything from me. I want Seth Rollins. John Cena, you're not going to steal him from me. Cena, the way he talked about Dean Ambrose, it sounded like exactly what he talked about when he was having a feud with CM Punk.
Yep. I wrote that down.
Just talking about how, you just say what you want to say. You fight who you want to fight. You do whatever you want to. Doesn't he not just, but didn't he say this stuff when he was feuding with Punk?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like identical.
There's a lot of repetition when it comes to Cena.
And then John Cena pulled out 2 baseballs from his pocket and said,
We can't talk about that.
We
can't say that. You can't say that
We
word.
can say baseball. We just can't say it without the word base in front of it,
Okay.
according to Syfy. Because he just held out 2 baseballs and said, you need to have these. I'm thinking...
I'm thinking balls.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Thank you for pointing out the obvious score.
We can't say that.
I know. WWE wouldn't say it. That means we can't.
Oh, dear.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
Guys, stop it.
Listen, we're doing the Kane and Orton in the boiler room again.
Yeah.
Kane, in there.
Cena mentions, after 12 years, I got 2 things. These, lifting up the baseballs again, and my word. And I don't break them for nobody. He breaks his baseballs?
So cheese. It's a little too cheesy.
Yeah. I did like when he said when he pointed out to the Miz, he was like, "Don't you even look at these because you don't even have these." I did like that. It was a funny line.
That was like the moment. It was like, oh yeah, Miz is there.
Yeah.
Miz then asked Ambrose if he felt that he had like a chance against the John Cena, the 15-time world champion, bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer. Do you think you have a chance against him? Yep.
So now we have.
Yeah,
That was it.
quite.
Yeah. I can't wait for the memes to start because there was so many memes before him
nope.
doing the nope. Now it's like, yep.
And then Cena says, good luck at Hell in a Cell. Miz gets angry that they're not fighting. It's like, Miz TV, they're supposed to have a fight. You guys are supposed to fight each other. Da-da-da-da-da. Cena's like, no, you're right. There should be a fight. Let's beat you up. Cena tosses Miz to Ambrose, who apparently now he's doing this double arm DDT as his finisher instead of the Dirty Deeds. And I think Michael Cole called it the Dean DT.
Ugh.
There's a lot of cheese whenever Miz TV's on. Really.
There's a lot of
That
cheese
is
when
the-
Michael Cole's on.
That is the best name they could come up for that.
I don't get why he's using. I mean, he should use it as a move, but it shouldn't be like a name. It should just
I'm
be
trying
like,
to think
he
which
hit
one
a
I
DDT.
I'm trying to think which
Double arm
move.
DDT.
I'm trying to think which move because he did it like Drew McIntyre did it. I'm trying to think which one I like better as his finisher, that or the Dirty Deeds. Because the one thing is, the Dirty Deeds is very similar to Adam Rose's finisher, but now who knows what's going on with Adam Rose.
And Curtis Axel has his finisher's kind of like that too, a little.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They're all kind of in that same realm. But again, there's another guy. Where'd Curtis Axel go? But so he hits that move, and then he pops up, and Cena hits the AA. And Cena's music plays, and then you look at Seth Rollins in the back watching the monitor, laughing all evil-like.
he's having a good time.
He was.
He is.
And that is how the 15th anniversary of SmackDown goes off the air. What would you pick as match of the night?
I would say the ridiculous last part of the 15.
The
Match.
technically the 15-man tag match?
I would, because it's different.
As much as I didn't like the how the match ended, the Rusev Ziggler match was a good match.
I think I think that by far, as far as the physical matches on the show, is the best one.
By far. All right,
Yeah.
then.
Well, I mean, obviously the
Shizzle.
16-man tag had plenty of good people in
Yeah.
it, but it's just so many people.
So what?
It gets crazy. So now let's finish things off by talking about.
It's confirmed.
By talking about.
What's it say?
Don't read it now until
Okay.
we get any official words. We don't read dirt sheets.
Just at home.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we're getting news sent to us left and right of different rumors of different things that have been happening for the last 6 months. So I'm waiting until WWE announces it.
All right, corporate Rosie.
I was at Corporate Rosie. I just don't want to say something that's not
All
true.
right, let's go.
I don't want to
let's
say
go.
something until it's officially
Let's
announced.
go. Let's go.
So one thing though that has been announced is the fact that Brock Lesnar is not defending the title at Hell in a Cell, nor is he defending the title
Survivor
anytime
Series
until
TLC.
January, which
That-
means he's going to defend it at the Royal Rumble.
That's like a rock
and,
star
and
contract.
apparently against Cena at the Royal Rumble.
I mean, my guess is it's at the, if he's not coming back till January, it's going to be at the Rumble. But here's the one thing. You took the title off of Daniel Bryan because he was going to be off TV for several months for an injury. Brock Lesnar is the champion. He is off several months because you let him with his contract. But you can keep the title.
It's so weird. It's so kind of off.
And there was like rumors that he signed a new contract where like they can like bring him in whenever they want, like almost like at it, hey, we need you on Raw, come to Raw tomorrow, and
Especially if you're the champion. I mean, I'm not saying. I kind of like not having the champion on every week and not throwing him random tag team matches and non-title matches, things like that. The champion should be a special. What's the word I'm looking for?
like attraction.
Thank you. Special attraction. Andre the Giant was a special attraction. Hulk Hogan in the 80s when he was a champion was a special attraction. These days, the WWE champion has not been. He's just been on every Raw. Wrestling just about on every Raw.
Yeah.
So it hasn't really had the effect of being, oh, this is a big deal that the champion is here. So I don't mind him not being there for weeks at a time. But when the title is not being defended on several consecutive pay-per-views, I'm not even against him not doing a Hell in a Cell. But the fact that it's not happening all this time, what does this mean for Seth Rollins? He has a year to cash in that Money in the Bank. 4 months of that is wiped off.
Yeah. Well, what he has is the most important prize in the game, because if you have the Money in the Bank contract, you can get a shot anytime you want at the champ. That's more important than the Intercontinental belt. That's more important than the U.S. belt.
It is.
But to me, it just, okay, Hell in a Cell, I could see, like, okay, fine, we don't need Lesnar there. I can deal with one pay-per-view without him. Survivor Series, no. When's the last time there's not been a pay-per-view where the world title has not, like, the main, at least that main belt has not been defended? You know?
Well, as far as not defended at all on the pay-per-view?
Like, just never on, not even on the pay-per-view. I can't even,
As far as the champion not being on the pay-per-view at all, I can't recall. I mean, there have been a couple where, like, when Cena and The Rock teamed up, were on a tag team, and, like, I think it was Survivor Series a couple years ago. I think Cena was the champ at that point, so his belt was not on the line.
But he at least, I guess I'm saying more like when the champion has not wrestled. That's,
right, in
some kind of capacity in a match.
I don't know.
Like, I'm sure there's been Survivor Series where, like, the champ
was in a Survivor Series elimination match.
But I just think to me, I'm happy that Brock Lesnar's the champion. I like it. It's new and refreshing. But this whole structure of him not being there, I don't care if he's not there for Raw. That's fine.
Yeah.
Throw Heyman out there. That's fine with me.
And when's Heyman coming back?
Well, there's, like, a video on YouTube that he was at Philly.
Okay. Well, for ECW.
No.
Or ECW crowd, at least.
Well, yeah. But he cut that promo on, like, Cena and Ambrose before SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
But WWE put it on their website or on their YouTube or whatever.
I wonder why they wanted to just put it on the show.
I don't know. Maybe just not enough time.
Huh.
But
we needed more time in that 16-man tag match.
To me, this whole structure of him not defending it at the pay-per-view, like, what is the point of giving it to him then? Like, I don't like it's not like I don't know, I'm not sure how UFC has that all set up, but, like, I know, like, I don't think their main belt is defended at but they have a couple different belts.
They have a few different belts.
Yeah.
Usually there's at least one of them defended on each show. But, like, each guy defends it maybe once every 4 months. But that's
a different sport.
It's a different sport.
Yeah,
similar like boxing. I mean, Floyd Mayweather fights twice a year.
Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted to go that route and say he's only there to try to treat it like UFC or boxing, in this era where you have all these different shows, this network, all the YouTube things, obviously UFC has plenty of social media too, but just the volume of program that WWE does.
Yeah.
You can't have the guy who's holding the biggest title gone for months.
Yeah. It just doesn't work. I mean, it's just crazy. I was happy when it happened. Now I'm just kind of very indifferent about it, and it just doesn't make that much sense to me. To have one pay-per-view, like I said, one pay-per-view would be fine. But to have him out for 3 pay-per-views and not show up.
It's so Hell in a Cell,
Survivor
Series, and TLC.
Yeah. And, like, the thing I don't understand is that, the Authority wanted to make sure that John Cena didn't have that belt. And they took it all, found a way to get it off of him. But shouldn't they be the ones to step in and go, hey, Heyman, where's your guy at? Why isn't he here?
It's been 30 days. Yeah. He's dropped the title.
Yeah, or at least, but I always, I thought it would be cool that if they were going to have him not really show up, I think it would be cool if he, say somebody's in the ring, like a Kofi or something like that, and he's waiting for his opponent. And next thing you know, Brock Lesnar shows up.
Out of nowhere.
Heyman walks out and goes, this is going to be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and you got a title shot, Kofi, right now. He destroys him.
And leaves for another month.
Yes.
I love that.
Like, why not do that? Idea. Like, why not do something like that? Because that would make me want to tune into Raw and not miss what's happening.
You have noticed Zack Ryder's getting a title shot out of nowhere.
And then there's, how many times have they done that? Like, all right, you look at Jeff Hardy, The Undertaker in that ladder match. That made Jeff Hardy. Like, I mean, it was, ladder matches are her specialty, but there's so many. Or the thing we watched earlier, Kurt Angle and
John Cena. That made John Cena. That started him.
Yes. Like, you have a Kofi or a Zack Ryder, just somebody that, they start to get a chance in a match, you have people behind that person, and you just made that guy for at least,
for at least that show,
or even after that. I mean, because then you do the whole thing of like, these guys are respecting him now because he took the champ to the limit. The champ may have beat him, but hey, he at least got a shot. Like, maybe not on everyone, he has a long match with the guy. I think sometimes he should just come in and destroy the guy.
Yeah.
And be like, I defended my belt, know.
See you in a month.
Yep.
I think that's honestly a really good idea.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I mean, I know. I don't know why they're not doing it.
I don't know. And I'm sure Rome next week is going to want to talk about this too, because he was foaming at the mouth when this news broke out, because he was so angry about it, and then he happened to get this gig. So we kind of talked about it today without him. So I'm sure he'll want to talk about it a little next week. But yeah, so we'll see what's happening with the WWE title. Well, I mean, because we're going to wait several months to see it.
And kind of the other titles for that matter.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, a blessing in disguise could be, now we can push the other titles, make them bigger, but then you just have Ziggler lose to Rusev.
And you have
Sheamus holding on.
just hanging on.
Even the Divas title's kind of okay.
Well, they're still, like, they're just kind of, like, floating down until Hell in a Cell, where Paige and AJ can have their payoff match.
Yeah.
But I think
which will be great.
But I mean, is it really going to be just I think it should be, if they want to just keep, making things at least different and interesting, it should be Paige and Alicia Fox versus AJ, 2-on-1 handicap match for the belt.
Look at you being like,
I don't know, just come on, mix it up. We've seen AJ and Paige a couple times now.
Well, we haven't seen them in a cage.
Okay, I know. Well, that's Survivor Series.
No,
I've been wanting them in a cage for like 2 months now.
I think that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
I want a Divas title cage, or even Hell in Cell might be pushing it, but if it's at that pay-per-view, might as well.
Yeah.
I talked about this on the Total Divas after show. I don't know if you've heard about this, but it slipped, and the rules can change at any time. That anyone on Total Divas cannot hold the Divas
I did hear that.
championship.
One of the Divas leaked that out.
Yeah.
To
Bella,
like TMZ or something like that.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
But it can change.
What was the reasoning why they can't? They just don't want them to?
Well, I think it would make sense based on the fact that the stories on Total Divas happened so many months prior, and all of a sudden, like, they might have been the champion during that show. All of a sudden, they try to tune in the Raw, and someone else has the title. Someone who only watches Total Divas might be confused.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm not saying that,
I feel like,
I'm okay with it, but
they should be okay with, having one of the Total Divas, if they're like Naomi or Natty, have the belt on like live with WWE and not really mention it on Total Divas.
Yeah, but I just think they can't.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. They're with them all the time.
Can you imagine though, like being a diva and being like, all right, you're gonna be on the show? Well, you ain't gonna get a belt. You know?
Well, yeah. Especially when they're working as hard as they can.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the Bellas. I mean, they kind of came back.
No Bellas tonight on SmackDown.
No,
none at all.
I wasn't. Did we miss them?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see what's gonna go on in the future with every title, minus the WWE one, because he's gone for months, as well as beginning the chapter of the next 15 years of SmackDown.
I know. Wow.
And we're going to wrap this show up because there was a lot to go over today, and I'm sure we missed quite a bit, and there's a lot over the next couple weeks to go over as well. So in the meantime, though, if you want to keep communicating to us on that wonderful world of social media, Tom Connolly, how can people reach out to you?
They can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom, and Tuesday nights, 11 o'clock here at AfterBuzz, Supernatural. Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock, main event.
Busy bee.
I know.
He's a busy bee. He's busier than me right now at AfterBuzz. I usually have like 9 shows going.
Do you have 9 shows?
I only have 2 right now.
I know, you exaggerator.
Yeah, I have 1,000 shows
We're tired.
going on.
We got 2.
You can find me at K.
Where can they find you, Kaori?
I forgot. At KAORIOUS on Instagram, as well as Twitter, and many after shows here as well.
And you can follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. And obviously you can check me out here every Friday night on SmackDown AfterBuzz, as well as Monday nights for The Voice AfterBuzz. And you can hit up Rome at Rome the Ruler on Twitter, as well as all your AfterBuzz news and gossip. Follow them at AfterBuzz TV. And Marissa, what's our wonderful engineer? What's your Twitter again?
You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at SeraphiniTV.
There you go, at SeraphiniTV. Give the engineers some love, people. Do it. Do it. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. For Tom Connolly and Kaori Takee, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
No, I
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.